On that note, we are going to get started. Like I said, first optional exercise, assuming you have some form of equipment that you want to use. I have a band. You can use a towel, a broomstick, maybe a small blanket, anything that can provide you some tension. Stretching out those arms, pulling that back here. We're focusing on the chest right here, opening that up here, pinching those shoulder blades together, letting those hands almost reach back. Obviously, with the band, it's kind of pulling my hands back. Even if you have a towel or a broomstick, this is still a very beneficial thing to do. While we're holding this, we're going to hold it a little bit longer. This is a stretch that's more on your time. So if you ever feel the need to relax and then re-engage here just to give your chest a little bit of breathing room, go ahead and do that. That's more than acceptable. Play around with your own intensity and your duration with how long you hold this stretch. We want to make sure you're getting the most out of it as possible. Just adjust an angle a bit. Just a few more seconds here on this stretch, guys. Really focusing again. Your own intensity here, how far back you want to go, how close you want your hands to be at the back there. That's your intensity here, your duration. Taking those breaks as needed here. Just a little bit longer. Right there. That's going to be the end for that stretch. That piece of equipment, you guys can toss to the side here. It's going to be it. Everybody else, if you didn't have that, it's body weight here. Now we're going to start off. Somewhere we start off pretty frequently here. That 3-phase hip flexor hamstring dynamic stretch here, where we start in normal lunge position. Hips in that neutral position, torso upright, pushing that forward. We're going to drop it down to a Spider-Man and then bring it back over a hamstring leg on this side. We do that a few times each leg here just to kind of warm ourselves up. And then we slow it down with those passive stretches. We're right here, right now, focusing on this hip flexor. So I want you guys to know the head dropping down where this hip drives into the floor here, Spider-Man stretch. Just a different angle for that hip flexor. From there, I'll have you bring it back, front leg extends here, hips drop over that back leg, hamstring stretch. And we'll repeat that 2 times here, a little bit quicker each round here, normal hip flexor stretch. Drop it down, Spider-Man. Tilting it back, hamstring. And one more time through. Hip flexor. Spider-Man. And hamstring. From there, I'm going to have you guys switch over here. Other leg, same thing, 3 rounds here for each of those 3 phases. A little bit quicker each time here, normal hip flexion, and that's where we're starting off. But I'll have you guys drop it down where that hip drives into the floor here. We have a Spider-Man stretch. From there, we'll tilt it back, hips over that back leg, front leg extends to your hamstring. we'll go through that 2 more rounds here, guys. A little bit quicker each time. Hip flexion right up here on top. Drop it down, Spider-Man. Bring it back, hamstring. And at the start. Drop it down. And pull it back. From there, we're going to switch back here to this first leg, that first hip flexion leg, holding it a little bit longer now, really taking off a little bit of the intensity, increasing the duration. That's telling our body, assuming we're also breathing correctly here through the diaphragm, not through the chest, telling our body to relax, and is allowing that stretch to feel comfortable, to feel normal to the muscle, fighting that stretch reflex. Again, that's why you want to ease into this with that intensity. If this normal hip flexion stretch, you want something a little bit harder, you can go ahead and try leaning to the side, rotating up here, leaning back slightly a little bit might help there as well. You can go ahead and try those techniques as well if you want a little bit more than just the normal push forward that lunge. Also take this moment just to remind you guys why it's so important to do these hip stretches, especially when you've been sitting all day. Our body doesn't necessarily like being in this normal position. If I were to have both legs out like that, as if I was typing on a computer, easy, nice way to get those hip flexors tight, especially. And it also becomes more difficult for the heart to get our blood back from our foot up here too. So just taking a few minutes every hour, even every 2 hours here, just to move around. You might stretch, you might take a walk around. It just gets even those smallest contractions or smallest activations within these muscles moving is going to help return that blood to the heart. Your blood doesn't have to work as hard. All in all, it's a healthier heart for you if you take a little bit of time every day, a few times a day, just to get that blood flow moving. So once again, yeah, keep that in mind when you're sitting there, even when you're zoned in. It's a good time to take a break and stretch. From there, we'll have you guys switch over other side here. Same thing. You can choose to just stay in this lunge position, lean to the side, lean back, twist over here. If you intend to need to have that or more intense stretch there, those are a few options that you can have. From there, I'll have you guys take to the ground. V-stretch here. That's just to get our adductors a little bit of attention, especially if we've been sitting all day with our feet just kind of close together. Might be a muscle that gets tight. From there, I'm going to have you guys stretch one hamstring here. I'll mention this isn't one of those times, especially if we're going to hold this a little bit longer, that you need to feel you got to reach nice and deep for it to feel a maximum tension there, stretch. Go ahead, take it off, take it a little bit easier. We'll go through each of these three legs or next three stretches a little bit more frequent or another set through. So again, feel free to ease yourself in here. Let the hands fall where they may. They do not have to grab the toes. From there, we'll have you switch over to the other side here. Go ahead, come up. Yeah, we're gonna repeat those three stretches here, adductor and the hamstrings. So go ahead, reach back down the middle. As you go through here a second time, see if you can't start a little bit deeper than you were able to the last time. That's awesome if you can. Even if you can't, that's all right. Just go ahead and re-ease into it. Hopefully your body's able to relax a little bit more the second time around, inhibit that stretch reflex, and allow for that passive stretch increase. From there, we'll have you rise up, back to that first hamstring leg there. From there, go ahead, switch over to the other side here. And then when you guys come up, what we're going to do next, we're going to lay on our backs here. We're going to focus on the piriformis muscle here. It's a nice small muscle on the outside of the femur, right here at the head of our upper leg. It gets nice and tight. Put our glute muscle here. So what we're going to do is stretch that. As one leg is going to go up, ankle, above that last knee. And you're just going to pull that in right there. Again, you should be stretching that glute of this leg here that's up. This leg we're just using as a force to pull this leg in with. We're feeling the stretch on this leg right here. And go ahead, drop that one down. You switch over here. This leg goes up, pull it in here now. And now you're feeling it right there on the outside of this leg here. Right down the outside, nice small muscle, small twist. And go ahead, relax that one there. We're gonna end out here. We've like I said, we have a hip focus here because we've been sitting all day. But one thing we also want to focus on, especially as we're starting with this focus, is our neck. Stretching our neck not only relieves tension of any tight shoulders from typing or head down posture here in the front of the neck. Overall, it's just a great stretch to do. You get blood flow going back up to the brain. Our brain thrives. It needs that fresh blood flow with that fresh oxygen in order to not just function, but to function at its best capacity. So we want to get some attention up here. And to do that, we have to pay attention to the muscles that support that head in our neck. So we're going to start off chin down the chest, stretching the back of the neck. From that, I'll have you raise up. We're going to tilt back now. Chin goes up to the ceiling, stretching the front of our neck. Coming back down here to one of the shoulders, stretching the side of our neck. And we'll raise up, switch to the other.